Ah. Uh-huh. Okay. Right, yeah. The Two Coreys. Season 2. I was doing something else, but okay, so Pepsi picked here because if you probably look at the last episode, they weren't there in the background. Moved it around a bit. So yeah, probably not the best. It's Billy Worth just shines away. We're not talking about the Lost Boys. We're talking about the Two Coreys. Now, I'm going to be very, very honest and open about this video. This is probably the second off last one. The new one's coming is going to dibble dabble in this a little bit. So, okay. The Two Coreys, the first season is very kind of scripted. Here's some situations. Let's get them back together. Let's capture it. Let's put them on camera. And, you know, I really enjoyed it. Again, talking about the last one, the widescreen cutaways, the sort of breaking it up, the storytelling. It seems, you know, to lean towards promoting Feldman's music, promoting Lost Boys 2, promoting a comeback. You know, because doors did open through this, for example, things like Crank 2, American Sunset, and the Lost Boys 2. And it created a lot of exposure. Now, the second season, the first season sort of leaves it on a, you know, heated argument, and 6 months later, and it's completely different. And that's why I'm going to be very grounded about this, because I personally watched this. Again, it hasn't been available in the UK. It's never been released as a physical format. I don't understand why, because it's done, it's dusted. It's not like they can make a third season now. So I believe this is some of that should get released, you know what I mean? But again, it's completely different at the first season, and I'd only ever watched the second season once, and I put it on, and I watched, I think, 2-3 episodes on the tail end of completely binge watching season 1, and then I came back to it the other night, and there was about 5 episodes. And there's a lot going on in my life at the minute, and one of the things I was quite proud of is being sober in the house for a little over a month. And that's me just trying to get too much stuff done in one night and just overthinking, and then before you know it, you're kind of pissed because your body catches up with your mind. And, you know, I only ever drink when it's not a school night, you know. If I'm at work the next day, I'm never going to drink, dibble dabble, a bit of smoke or something like that. It's kind of one of those things where I've been trying to watch me triggers. Now, I'm not blaming the Two Coreys for this, but so much going on in my personal life. I could sit here and I could talk for an hour, and how I got to this point on, anyway, Tuesday night. There's so much going on, and I was watching the Two Coreys, and there's a scene in the Two Coreys that captures Corey Haim very, very spooky. I want to show you that.
Calling for me though?
I'll get him on the phone for you so you can talk to him, okay?
I actually don't want to talk to him, because this is the way he would do this with me. Not to be like a little actor head, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to do that.
Well, then if you're not trying to do that, then just talk to him when I hand you the phone.
I just think he's been doing this to me for years, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do that.
Well, then if you're not trying to do that, then just talk to him.
So yeah, I love that shot. I think it's absolutely mint. I think, you know, I was watching the Two Coreys, and the Two Coreys, there is so much captured in this. As I said, it's a lot darker. They go to couple counselling and stuff like that. They're laying it out there. They are tiptoeing around what would lead to, obviously, Feldman's movie a couple of years later. They're talking about this, kind of like giving it the Who Trollywood story. I can never say that right. The Biscuit song. They're really tibble-tabbling around what's going on there, and some underlying truths. And again, it's very cleverly edited, you know. You can see it how it's pre-made for adverts incoming, and make sure you don't change that channel kind of thing, because it'll start playing the scene and it's a completely different edit. The Lost Boys 2 comes into it, which again, it's one of those things with the Lost Boys, the tribe. Haim's appearance in it would be the last time you would see him and Feldman together in a movie. It kind of didn't know what they were going to do. Was Jameson Newlander a victim of Haim's change? Is the vampire Haim the lead up to the third film, which it should have been? Again, though, it gives the Lost Boys 2 a lot of, you know, presence and stuff like that, promotion. It promotes Playhouse, it promotes Feldman's lifestyle, it promotes Susie. I think Susie gets a really big rub about her going forward. It introduces it to Jake, Feldman's assistant. But the main thing is obviously Haim's addiction, and a lot of people say it's scripted, and like I was watching that and I found myself like, if it is scripted, absolutely owning it. But again, how much of it is played on the edit, how much is that, and how much is there an outline there, you know, because it makes you wonder. And that's what's good about reality television, because sometimes you go, that's fucking fake as shit. But again, speaking from my own personal experience, you kind of go like, wow, like you couldn't write that kind of stuff, or that's too much of a coincidence. But shit like that happens. It just takes cameras, time, and patience, and schedules. As I said, like the arguments, the craziness, the throwing of the shoe, you know, Paulie Shaw being in it was awesome, but you can see him completely losing it. But again, is he losing it? I found it a bit weird where his dad kept calling him Corey Haim, but it kind of like opened it up in like where it would go. I know Decisions and American Sunset and Crank 2 have all been, you know, the rough trick of coming off the end of this, but I sat there and I ended up pissed, because normally, you know, I felt so sorry for him in a way. And I'll always say the story, like I was in LA when he died, and I was in Burbank, and it wasn't until like a couple of days later I'd found out he actually died. I said, bloody hell, I could have walked past him on the street. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of one of those things where you just feel so sorry in a way. I mean, yes, he's a, you know, like again, I was reflecting on myself. It was just like, you're a victim of your own idle hands sometimes, you know what I mean? And like, I'm trying to get help with my kind of thing and trying to right the wrongs, but I couldn't help myself but go on the journey the other night when I was watching it. And you know, to be honest with you, I found the power to say stop. I didn't want any more drinking that night as well, which I think was I kind of feel it. I feel it recently. We're losing my friend Chambers. These nights where, you know, enough is enough and you don't really need. And I kind of really, again, I'm talking about how much the show got to us and how much I felt like someone was saying to stop. I felt like there's a different power in different either hands. So I know that's a doom and gloom one, but the reason I bring this up for, it's obviously going into the last episode, which will be Last Resort. This has been going on for months, where I would find myself intoxicated, you know, juggling, living the high, doing music videos, you know, working full time, and then having my own downtime. It's not like I'm saying I come in here every night and just get absolutely wasted and wake up when the fucking sun is starting to go down. You know, I'm up at 6 o'clock every morning most days. And Last Resort has been a part of it where I feel like, you know, I'll watch it when I'm drunk and have really fun memories and laugh at it, and the Buick things coming, and there's been vlogs of this ongoing, but there's a plan, and there's going to be some absolute lunacy for the last episode, and I believe there's going to be an episode 0 as well, just to sort of go, right, this is the journey, because none of the episodes to this point have been released. So yeah, a bit of a doom and gloom episode, but the 2 Coreys needs released as a box set. I believe the second season is just really, really captivating. It's dark, it does have some humour in it, but again, some of the scenes, some of the imagery, some of the skylines of LA, some of just the way it's been captured, again, maybe it's him wanting distance, and the photographers and everyone's took a distance away and then filmed him from afar. Some of that imagery in that is absolutely stunning. And then again, the fact that I got this on a bootleg DVD from like 10-15 years ago when it was probably first aired, is one of those things where, why has this not been available? I'll see you in the outtakes. So, in the outtakes, I haven't really got an outtake. Again, I've talked about like not wanting to really chase down the missing ones. Actually, there could actually be a sneaky next episode. That would be really, really sneaky of me. Actually, that is the outtake. The outtake is I'm going to do a sneaky another episode. So yeah, see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.